I think the other healers bring a lot more to the table, really. And her inability to self-heal could really come in trouble, I think, in the 2v2. So we'll see what happens here. So a Freya. We didn't see any Freyas in the EU. And a Pearl, which Pearl we did see every now and then. So the team's going to be coming up into the middle, as usual, doing their little bit of poke start. The first blood is drawn by Freya with her M2. The jump in, now that the shield is down, not going to be able to do too much follow-up as she gets pushed back, and just a little bit of healing up here. And so still playing it a little bit slow. The good counter to pull him in. The stun now pushing her very deep in there. The E hits both players, trying to put a lot of pressure here on the Paloma. As Freya does back out here again, the leap in, and it looks like the blue team stole that. I think the blue team ended up stealing it. It was hard to tell there. The incapacitate, though, on a verse is going to keep him out of the fight for just a second as they get back to their poking. The leap in there from Wool. Wool taking a lot of damage there from the counter initiation. As Freya, again, falling back, pushing back the Bako. And first ultimate is had on Pearl. We'll see if she uses it. And now Bako has his. The dive in, the silence should be coming out. It's missed as the space is used. And Bako puts in a lot of pressure on the Pearl with his ultimate. Pearl is going to be alright at about a quarter health. And needs to heal a little bit as, oh, she did just lose her opportunity to take Freya into the next bar. So Freya on her last bar of health. The pushback. Freya trying to do some damage here. Does have her ultimate. Ends up using the EX, likely her R, actually, and tries to gain some shield. Gets a good transfer to pull them both in, but takes a lot of damage. There's the ultimate. Does hit one, but I don't know if it's going to be enough right now here as the red team is very, very low. This Pearl and Freya combo. Paloma pushes her back, gets the kill, and now it's just Pearl alone and not able to get the silence. And we are through our first round of the North American tournament, so very exciting. Bako getting the top score of this one was 718, just barely under his teammate. And it'll be interesting to see here how Freya adjusts. Does Freya go, full ham onto Paloma? I don't know. I think depending upon her skill picks, which she actually got the double Storm Mace. That's not my favorite pick, but she's going to be able to do a lot more poke in this 2v2. However, against a Bako, that's going to be pretty hard because Bako's shield's going to be out in front. It'll be really interesting to see how that ends up working out. And if she ends up getting the electric shield, I think that one's just super good in general. So that's really good. Jumps in, tries to get back on the Paloma. The Bako is going to do a good job incapacitating her. The trance coming out, mitigating some of the damage. However, she's still taking quite a bit. Good counter there by the Pearl. Gets the silence. There comes the follow-up quite possibly. I just realized I was following a player. Sorry for that shaky camera. And Freya again taken down to half almost immediately with Pearl taking just a bit more damage. Going to have to heal herself up. The incapacitate broken immediately, unfortunately, on Pearl, and he is right on her face. Bako jumps in, gets pushed back a little bit from the silence as Freya tries to come in again. Good other side there to avoid the ultimate from Pearl. Paloma now dashes in. Will Freya be able to follow up? It doesn't look like too much because of the Bako tank right in front as the blue team steals the orb from the red team. And a lot of damage now coming out to this Pearl. Great follow-up. There's the ultimate from Paloma. Gets one. The second one is killed by the second pulse of the Paloma ultimate. And almost at full health, Paloma is completely fine. I thought for sure that there was going to be really high pressure on this Paloma and she was going to just really be begging, for some safety. But she's got no problem at all. Sorry, I had to take a little bit of a drink there as I did, again, cast that EU tournament this morning, so I'm already a little dry and might, in between a game, have to run and get a little bit more water. So we'll see how this goes as the Bulwark is going to deflect a little bit of damage back into Freya. Freya missing her E, and I think that is a key part of her kit if built that way. But I think she built into the double hammer. But Pearl taking huge burst damage already, almost down. She uses her arm herself to shield. She's going to heal up a little bit, dives away, going to get the silence off on Bako. And the blue team steals the orb, and boy, that's going to be a tough position for the red team to try and come back. They lost the orb. They're already down 3/4 health each. The ultimate does miss, though, from Pearl. Good job avoiding that from Pearl. There's the shield again. Bako, though, puts huge burst damage. They got to stay away from those walls because Bako's E doesn't do damage unless he hits you into a wall, and they just keep setting it up where Bako's just going bam, 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 and does huge bursts, and there's not a lot they can do with that. This guy said GG. He's used to the tournament play. He just says it's 5 round. No problem, no problem. Oh, look at that. All right. So she's going all out on that M2, which, again, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that going against a Bako, but we'll have to see how it works out for her. As, again, that Bako going hard deep into the paint. Going to have to come back a little bit. And I like this. Really high pressure on Paloma. Paloma had to use her M2 on herself. I think you got to keep the pressure up now because her cooldown's down, but they end up transitioning to Bako. And Bako is able to take the orb again. So I think every orb has gone in the favor of the blue team as they reposition again, about to re-engage. The energy orb is being grabbed by Bako. Bako leaps in, is going to go on to the Pearl. Pearl's counter not going to be triggered. The ultimate right there, and he gets the double ult. Wait till it was lined up. He gets them both. And wow, that was a really quick end there. It seemed like it was a little bit close, and then all of a sudden Bako just went nuts. And that double ult, it's huge damage, huge burst onto him, and there's no way Pearl's going to heal through that. There's just nothing she can do. Wow. So, the ultimate one's picked, so he got Shield and got Equilibrium. I think Equilibrium's the better one, personally. And then the heal and got the shield. Okay, so E missed right there by Bako, which I think is good. And I realize, again, I'm not off the camera. Paloma coming in. Her space is down. I think it's a good opportunity for them to go in. But, again, they're going to end up poke trading here with Bako. There's the orb, and I think that went to the red team. So I think red team got their first orb, which is very crucial. Incapacitated on the Paloma for a while. That is good. Now the follow-up onto that Paloma. And, oh, the ult misses just barely as Bako leaps it, and Paloma just backs up out of it. So really unfortunate here for the red team as she, again, tries to re-engage onto Everse. And who's going to get this one? Blue team gets this one. And so Freya getting very, very low. The electric shield is on, double ultimate. Actually, hold on a second. Here's a double, and they have some heals there on the ground now. Be able to pick them up as she's doing. Going to push Paloma out of the fight. The bulwark, though, is going to stun Freya. And the other side with a couple of those health orbs. Really big pickup there as he leaps in. And Freya does pick up the orb. However, Pearl ends up dying in that same instant. So I'm kind of surprised by that. Good combo damage onto the Paloma in 1 health. Yeah, man, very close. A verse and what is it? Where